Hey everyone, it is Amanda of Melody Boho Bay. About, I want to say like maybe a week and a half ago, I had a little video of my sweaters, and a lot of people wanted to know what each sweater was, more details about them. We're curious about creating with handspun, chunky handspun. So it's time for me to pack these puppies up. I want to clear out the space a little bit more, get some new stuff in that I'm working on. And this just takes up a lot of space. No to your shade, taking up hella space. So while I go through them, I'm going to tell you about each of them to the best of my knowledge, because your girl be forgetting what she be doing with her patterns. And, I think this is going to be 2 parts. I don't want it to go on too long. That's what I'm thinking. So let's see how much we can get done. All right, so number 1, I should have had like a bag or something to put these in as I was done. Next time. Number 1 is an actual personal scarf of mine. I made this. It is half plaid because I was messing with the design of how to make a plaid in a woven piece. The majority of this is actually my hand spun, and also knit collage and some silk pieces. Like this is obviously knit collage, but it's a skinnier scarf. I think I also have this in a video when your hair's really long. Okay. I love this scarf. I love this scarf so much. I'm obsessed with it. It's perfect for the winter. I do use it when I am here during the winter because it'd be cold outside. And it can wrap around a bunch and keep me nice and warm. It doesn't have a lot of fringe. It's just kind of like what was left over. I'm still tuning my scarf making game and trying to like understand what works and what doesn't work. I'm kind of self-taught for the most part. So having a piece that I could experiment on by myself was great. I think I used the Knitter's Loom, the 2.5 Deets. I think that's what it's called, a little part. And I think I did about like 12, 13 of the loops. So you don't need a big one. I actually want to get a samplet, a 16-ounce samplet, because it's smaller and just easier to crank out scarves on. But I see, like, look at how tiny it gets. But I still love this scarf. It was a learning curve. I do make custom scarves. I don't post about them, mainly because sometimes they're a surprise. And I don't want to spoil it and the person's following me. Like, it's kind of nice to order something. You tell me about yourself, I look at your feed, and then I make a scarf, and then I ship it to you, and then you're like, wow, amazing. So I have been making, but you don't really see them. I think I took that listing down, so don't hit me up. I'm not making scarves this summer. Taking a little break. So I have 2 scarves. The second one is a more properly made one. Someone's literally on a lawnmower just riding down the street. This is also plaid. This is based off of Frozen, so there's lots of blues in here. I also put little, oh, what's on the other side? Icelandic caracal locks. I saw Ashley of How to Spin Yarn. I cannot pronounce her name for the life of me, but Ashley Martineau. I think that's her actual name. I just can't pronounce her IG name. But I love this pop of pink. I think that's my favorite part. This is all chunky spun. So I probably did this on a worsted core and then applied it back to get a bubble ply. So this also does have some weight to it. It's not as long either. It's a pretty short scarf. I'm 5'3". Your girl's short. So this is not that long of a scarf. There's also knit collage in here, and there is bits of Sweet Nestings textured advent. I hoard that sucker like gold. I think it's the first advent I ever bought. And she has them up for sale right now, so maybe we'll get some. I also have some yarn that I've dyed in here too. I love this scarf. It's so creative. Such a fun time. And I was a little bit more like, I don't want to say professional, but with this piece. But yes, these are my 2 scarves that I have. This one is technically for sale-ish. I never listed, but she technically for sale. Those are my 2 only woven pieces that I have. Let's go to the OG, because the OG is down here. This is my Roy G bib. This is like 6-7 years old. The design is by Park Williams. She does hers, I think, with bulky, but I did mine all with hand spun. So this is, well, that's hand dyed, but I hand dyed it. But the majority of this is all hand spun that I did. And I actually didn't even go to Rhinebeck that year. I was on a cruise to Cuba, and I knit this up on the cruise. I did not gauge swatch this sucker, but so let me do it. Here's some trim from India. I love this thing so much. It was such a fun experience. I would never do another one. No siree. I barely wear this. She's actually kind of heavy. Ugh. And I'm not trying on a lot of my sweaters, but the cardigans are easy for me to put on. So the way that I knit this up was light, dark, light, dark. So if I had like a really light section that I use, and I went in with a dark section. That's how I did it. There's no other way that I thought about when I was knitting this, but I was honestly just having fun. I was just enjoying the knit of it. And I think her pattern also has balloon sleeves. I don't think I changed it, but this was a fun knit. This made me really well known and VKL. I wore it to VKL, and a lot of Roy G bibs were inspired out of this one. I don't know if people finished them, but I finished mine, and it was a test knit, so I had to finish on time. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I even have Wi-Fi on the ship out in the middle of the ocean. Okay, Roy G bib is done. This one, I never wear this one, and this one honestly has to be fixed. And I'm putting it on to show you why it has to be fixed. This is the garden party. It was a spring knit along of some year that I can't remember with knit collage. I cast it off too tight. So it like, which is honestly really, really, really freaking annoying. It's dragged back because of my hair. So I should take this out and then maybe just crochet it. I don't know. But I love it. Like, I love this type of stitch so much. But I haven't really worn it. I think mainly because this annoys me. And I just haven't fixed it. She should kind of be in the fix it pile. I think this pattern is released now. I think you can buy this to make it if you want. This pattern I feel like is really forgiving. Like, you could put hand spun in place of the wildflower. You could put hand spun in place of the spun cloud, in all honesty. I just actually stuck to the pattern for this one. This one has no adjustments by me. I just knit it as it was. And I think that was also a bottom up. Excuse me. Those are my hand dyed. This one is really popular too. This is a pattern by MPYZ. She is Dutch, Norwegian. I think she's Dutch because Nancy understood her. Anyway, she's not in America. And she had the chunky mohair, and she had like thick alpaca, and then she had kits and patterns, and they were all like for chunky knits. So I bought a couple. This is actually supposed to have sleeves, but your girl decided not to knit them. Also, one color brioche is hella easy. I started learning with 2-color brioche. I don't recommend. So then when I did this, which is 1-color brioche, I was like, this is a breeze. I knit this last year at New England Fiber Festival. This has one of my boho skeins in it, which is why there's just change happening in random parts. So I think I took 2 skeins of chunky mohair and the boho skein and knit this up, and where it felt too thin from the boho, I would then add in a strand of the chunky mohair, or just hold the chunky mohair by itself. But yeah, I did need to knit with my own boho skeins just to like really understand how it is when you knit it up. Yes, they will come back. No, they're not coming back tomorrow, next week. I don't feel like making them. I have to hand wind each one. Like, whew, she a process. But yes, I do really love this piece. It's technically unfinished. These edges do need something on them. And maybe something here, or some buttons or something. But I wear everything so, like, not loosey-goosey, but, you know. I'm not trying to walk around in a tight shirt. That's not my life. It's not my ministry. Obviously, as I'm standing here in an oversized sweater that I got from Free People, just in case anybody wants to know. This is from Free People. Just like the jumpsuit thing that I have on, that's also from Free People. So I put an edge on this one and not on this one. And see, all my clothes have mistakes in them. Just make your clothes have mistakes too. No one cares. We're gonna like it regardless. Y'all asked for a video and y'all seen all my mistakes in my knits. All my mistakes in my knits. Okay. Put this back on the hanger. But yes, I'll try my best to also link the patterns below so that you can look at them. Just understand this is not the full knit. I didn't finish it purposefully. And it's knit in pieces because I see a seam. So I think it's the back and then each panel. All of her knits are like that, which low-key kind of annoy me, no to your shade. So I have, when I have picked up another pattern of hers, I've casted on the front panels as well as the back panels, put markers, and then just knit up, which is, I might have done that for this too. I probably did that for this because I don't want to knit a piece and then knit a piece and then knit a piece. I got time, and then the joy of it is out for me. So I need to knit it all as one. Who's next? Oh, I love this piece so much. This is the Magic Mountain Cardi. I'm not sure if it's out yet. This is a knit collage, knit along. This would be a winter girl because she's thicker. This was when I picked my own color combo. So I don't even know the individual names, but I'm in love with these colors. I love these colors so much. So this was a color work. This was my first time doing color work really well for the most part. Notes for me, which I'm now going to continue with knit collage patterns, is I'm going to cast on for the smaller size and then do my increases to my actual size, because their garments sit like here. I can't put this on. Sit like here, and I don't like that. I like something closer to my neck. So this annoys me. One of the things that annoys me. But I asked Cheryl, who is the designer. No, she's not the designer. Laurel did this one. But I asked Cheryl because I saw her and she said to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Don't ask me how you did it with color work. No, I'm ministry. Also, the next time I do color work, next time I knit a chunky size sweater, I'm gonna knit the sleeves and then knit the body, because I twisted this so much that my, like, I don't want to say gauge, but I guess gauge, tension. My tension is screwed up in the sleeves. So I tried to fix it by cutting the sleeves. That didn't work. So I technically kind of ruined it. Yeah. So I can't really wear it because it doesn't really fit, because these sleeves get so tight. But the body of it is giving. Really. I love this thing so much. I love the way it looks. This you had to steek. Steeking is easy. I learned steeking is really freaking easy. And if you have a sewing machine, you know how to work that, a breeze. I do have a sewing machine. I don't know how to work it. So the old-fashioned way. As you can see, I might still have my safe stitches because I never put the collar on it. I finished it and then I was just like, okay, cool. Well, I finished the whole thing, finished the sleeves. Was like, let me try it on. And then I was like, oh, this doesn't fit. So let me cut it and fix it. And then it didn't work. So I put it down. But I loved it. It was great. I adore this thing so much. I don't know. Does anybody want to fix it for me? I am open to sending this puppy out so someone can fix it for me. Because I do love it. I just can't wear it. Yeah. So Magic Mountain. I think that was last year. Next is my kawaii sweater. I made this when I did my Sailor Moon launch, which I think is my biggest launch today. It's between that and India, my two biggest launches. I do have pictures on this. You got to scroll real deep to get to the pictures, but I do have pictures. It is a turtleneck, which then balloons out and kind of tightens it at the bottom. And then you have the big balloon sleeves. People have wanted me to write this. I don't remember even how I knit it, to be honest. I know this is a raglan. I know the top is a raglan. I know there's some increases and some decreases. I'm surprised that the sleeves look as similar. Nope, they don't. They do not look similar. Yeah, see? Because I was just going with it. I wasn't taking notes. Just edited. And it's also like, she thick. So is hot. Like, it's not a comfortable thing to wear. And when I have chunky knits on, I have to be out the house in the cold. If I'm not out the house in the cold, I'm mad because then I start sweating. So this is not my zhuzh. Could it be cute as a cardigan? No, it would be weird as a cardigan. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll try to actually write it down and do something. And maybe like in a lighter gauge of, well, a lighter gauge, is that the right word? A lighter weight of wool. Whatever, different mix. Because it's Spin Cloud by Knit Collage. This is my hand spun. And then this is Loopy Mango, actually. And I think this is more Knit Collage. Yeah. It's a lot of scraps. Well, little pieces. But this was a fun knit. I did enjoy this. I do love the way it looks, but I actually don't wear it. This was one that I wouldn't really rip, but I'd consider if I really needed these colors again. So I'm not a purpley person. I'm surprised I even did that one. Another knit that I did myself is this one. Doesn't even have a name. It's just for the Clueless launch. I knit this in 2 or 3 days, but I needed it in 2 or 3 days. I think I needed to like take the photos because then I was leaving. So I knit this puppy up. I took apart something. I was knitting something, took it apart, and then reused it in here. I am in love with all the textures. There's some lock spun, mohair lock spun. There's some custom roving. There's some Green Goat Ranch collab yarn, spun cloud, Mo Coyotes. That's some Mulan yarn. More Green Goat Ranch collab, Wool for the Dame. Oh, I love this thing so much. This is on 17 to 19 needles. So it's heavy and it has balloon sleeves too. But it's airy. It's not as thick as the kawaii sweater. I don't know if you can really like tell. There are pictures of me in this too. If you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see them. I think I also did a raglan. I think this is a raglan start. It's definitely not a drop shoulder. And there's like holes in the back of this. It's so funny. I don't know if you can see it. Like, look, holes. Because I don't weave in ends. I'll just tie knots. What is this? Oh, another hole. But that's fine. Ooh, look at this. That's all lock spun mohair. Little locks hanging out. This is a fun knit. I will admit, it's comfy. I don't wear it, but it is comfy. Like if I wanted to sit on the couch and snuggle in something, I would pick this if I was gonna pick something. It's also on a hanger, so it's like dragging itself down. I know. But I don't hold my knits to like, yeah. One I actually wear is my Kiana. I love my Kiana. I wear it during the winter. if I'm here. It was not a gauge swatch knit. Nancy just had it long, and I decided to jump on like halfway through. I think I did this, oh Jesus. I think I did it with 17s. I might be wrong, in all honesty. But obviously mine's is massive. It goes like all the way down. You can kind of tell. But I love the colors of this so much. And because it's knit so big, I have room for my arms. Right? So I like to wear it in the winter because if I'm dying, I actually have room and I can move. And then I put a Cleo collar on here. I had some Cleo that I core spun and I was saving it rightfully, so I put it on here. There's locks hanging out. There's just so much beautiful texture in here. So a lot of my hand spun knit collage. There's some loom denim in here. I got some scrap yarn from her, and her scrap yarn is actually really thick, so I can only do like a couple lines, which is funny because this whole damn thing is thick, but believe me, it's not that thick. This is also pretty heavy as well, but it's comfortable. It's comfortable because it's not like closed in. And I seamed, because you do have to seam this thing, I seamed it. Look at my beautiful seaming job. Where it kind of hooks in and comes into me instead of flapping loosely. Fun fact, Nancy saw that and I had it in my bag on the stairs and she's like, oh, is that your Kiana? And I was like, yeah. I was moving stuff around. Let me see. This hat, I love this hat. I don't know if people still recognize this hat, but I used to wear it a lot in the beginning with my Roy Biv. I got a big old head, so I don't normally knit hats. Half of my hair is up in the clip, so it might not work. It looks weird, but whatever, we're rocking with it. This is Brioche. It's well loved. I also didn't gauge swatch it, but glad, because usually I'll have locks or braids or something in my hair and I can't fit hats. So this is obviously wide enough to fit my big old head. I think this mohair is Green Goat Ranch mohair, and then it was one of the mini kits. Big Sky Brioche is the name of the hat. It's by Knit Collage. And then this pom-pom I bought like years ago off someone on Instagram, and I don't think they're an account anymore. I think they stopped doing stuff. But like, if you just look up like rainbow pom-pom, you can find one on Etsy, I'm pretty sure. Or you can make one, I don't know. But I recommend this if you want to learn two-color brioche. This is my second two-color brioche project, and this was a breeze, and I think it comes as a class now. I might be wrong, but I didn't cry, and I finished it. So I do love this hat very much. I think it's the only hat I've ever knit, because your girl don't be knitting hats. I think this is my favorite piece out of all the pieces I have here. This is called Both Sides Poncho. If you go on Knit Collage and type in Poncho, you will pull up a pattern that looks nothing like this. It's shorter. It's not the crochet one. This is all knit. I really wanted like a Free People shawl, but I didn't want to pay Free People money. So I was like, let me just make one. And I don't know if Knit Collage still makes this color yarn, but this is my favorite between this and then that one in my Magic Mountain. My two favorites. So and then this boho dance skein. I have like 6 skeins of this upstairs. I knew I wanted to put those in the shawl. So then I just picked out certain bats and I spun them up. I'm not someone who spins casually, but I'll spin 6 something bats for a project very easily. So this bat here is, well, I think these are 2 bats, but for the majority this is Mo Coyote's, her Little Mermaid bat. I hoarded her bats like no tomorrow, but I think they're all, yeah, I've spun up all of her bats and put them in projects. Let me see, what else? A lot of hand spun in here. It's just crazy. I left all my ends out. I'm pretty sure I did it longer than the pattern. And I think those are the only two different things that I did. I just kept on knitting, honestly. That's really what it is. I kept on knitting. I also didn't gauge swatch, so can't ask me on that one. I did wear it to a Vogue. I think it was the one right before the pandemic. I'm gonna say that. The hair is long, but I love it. I love it so much. Again, just like the Kiana, it gives me my arms so they're loose. It's not too constricting, but it's warm, and I kind of like the weight of it a little bit. I will never part with this. This is one of my favorites and a fun knit. So if you just, you know, grab crazy yarns, and if you don't weave in your ends, you too will have a Free People shawl that, in all honesty, probably costs the same, right? Because a Free People shawl is like 200, 300 bucks. And then you add up all the hand spun and stuff, it's probably 200, 300 bucks. But yeah, I love this so much. One of a kind. I'm so mad because I'm drinking my water, flavored water, because I'm on Water Talk, and I choked. So now I have to edit this section in. You're welcome. All right. I got a couple more knits and then we're done. This, I knit up. Look at the sleeves on this sucker. Can we just take a moment and look at the sleeves? Who's fitting that? Who? Not me. Not me. I like snacks. Not me. She needs to be taken apart. She will be taken apart at some point in her life. I knit this for the Ski Tag colorway collection that I did for Beyonce's line. Dropped a lot of money on that collection. Woo! So I knit this. So there is hand spun in here that is Ski Tag hand spun. And I wanted to do a drop shoulder sweater, but I didn't actually understand the construction of a drop shoulder sweater. Now I do. So I think I am going to unravel this. She's going to go in the unravel pile, and she will become the sweater she was meant to be. One day, but not today. All right. This is my only, I don't even know what a top is, which, oh my God. I think this is my only chunky mohair knit. It's another MYPZ pattern. I hope I'm saying her name right. I can't remember where I knit this, but this one I knit really weird, and I think it's in her pattern to knit this way, or I think I fused them. So I knit it from the back and then knit it to the front, like a long piece. Like if you just took out this, I knit it like that, because again, I didn't want to knit pieces. It's really, really oversized. Oh my God, only me. I'm holding a strand of fingering and 2 strands of chunky mohair, and then I put in the single ply bulky mohair for some, what do you call that, construction. But it's great. I do like this knit. It is very high-waisted. I think I did that on purpose. Obviously, you could just knit as long as you want to with this, but I usually wear the skirt or wear like high-waisted jeans. It is very comfortable. I kind of thought it was a little itchy, which is fine. I'm not putting the sucker on. It sheds. Chunky mohair sheds. So just know that. Know that when you're wearing this, because I wore, I think, the vest, and I think I put something on, or I was leaning on something, and I was like, there was a whole vest on there too. But yes, I do like this. I kind of just made it up and added, but she's cute. I do have pictures of me in this. with the skirt, so you can look on my feed and actually see pictures. But she's cute. She's cute. Ooh, and then in the same period that I made that, I made this hat because I saw this girl. It's a magical lifestyle. Whatever. She's not in the fiber industry. And she made or I guess there was a theme of Disney princesses as witches, and she made her whole outfit and she like sewed it. And that's not my ministry. But I can make yarn and knit a hat. So 222 Handspun has a witch hat pattern for free. So I think you put metal in it, but I didn't put metal in mine. I just made really thick yarn. So this is all correspond. That's really thick. And I glued these flowers onto it. This is actually part of the yarn. And then I bought a bow and then put it on the back of this. So this is like my take on it. Oh my God. Freaking water. And I have worn this. No, not with the clip in my hair. I thought I was, but I'm not. But yes, this. It's cute. It's so pink. I also have locks from Kim because she gave me locks. There's my tweed yarn that I was like in love with. I still am in love with. But it's very pastel-y, neutrally, not loud. With just some locks. It was the Halloween spirit, you know. I wished I remembered what this pattern was. Oh, wait. There's a tag. Wildcat Fringe Scarf by Nicolage. It's really simple and easy. I think I have two of them. One's upstairs. I forgot about it. But like, you really just kind of gradually increase. And then you come back down to decrease. It's giving me like Sophie scarf vibes, but like the bulky edition. I do enjoy this. This was made with scraps. It also has that boho dance yarn that I love and that color from my big fringe. This is a nice, easy scarf to wear too, because it's not heavy or like thick. It's just, do I wear it? No, not really. I usually go for my hand woven just because I do want something to really cover me if I gotta go outside. I hate going outside. But yeah, this is a scarf. This is great if you have scraps. If you don't have a bunch of hand spun, you can also just like, I don't know, hold like 3 DKs together or 2 bulkies together. Whatever fits in the gauge wash and passes. But it doesn't take a lot to make this, so you're not committed to a full garment, which is really nice and cheaper. Oh, I forgot about this. This is my BG cardi. So if you know, you know. This is not my original BG cardi. I actually have 2 BG cardis. Vanessa has one. One day in my life, I'll get it back from her. That one is actually really special because it has my Nestleland bats in it. And Nestleland does not make bats anymore. And I was hoarding. This one I did kind of like for a little knit along. And this one has the rainbow yarn in it. And I bought a roving set thing. I don't know how to really describe it, from Ashley Martineau, How to Spin Yarn. That's the name I know her by, but I know she changed it. I'm gonna put her info below. And I carded it up and then I spun a yarn. So there's like little bits of stuff in here. I don't know how to describe it, but that's the main. And then this is the leftover rainbow yarn. It doesn't look like it. So this rainbow yarn is also in my Kiana vest. So when I actually spun it up, I spun it full rainbow 1-to-1, but I didn't use all of it. So the rainbow is broken up. Whatever, I'm fine with it. But yes, this is my second one. And I did the fabric yarn for the top because I think this is like a springy pattern. It's not too heavy. And then you could just add more fabric yarn. I think the majority of it is fabric yarn and spun cloud because this is lace at the bottom. I never locked it to let you guys see the lace. I think it's also inside out. Is it inside out? It's weird. Sometimes I don't know how to read this pattern. It is inside out. Because there is some garter stitch, and I don't prefer garter stitch. So when I see garter stitch, I think it's the wrong side. Only me. But yeah, this is all lace here. And instead of actually seaming it, I just threaded it and then put a little bow. So I didn't have to seam. Because I seam horribly. Not my judge. But yeah, love this little piece. Great piece, great beginner. Is that it for knit pieces? Oh, this is like an OG. This fits. I know this fits. This is the Aqua Marlene, and I used Alex's gradients for the sleeves, and then I switched needles and then put in all the chunky like hand spun. So the top and the bottoms are dyed, and then everything else is just kind of like a scrap collab kind of zhuzh. And this was made to wear with my overalls. I actually haven't worn this in years. I haven't seen it in years. This puppy's got at least 5 years on her. But yeah, she was a fun knit. She hot though. She's another one who's just like, whew. If you've been watching Beyonce, then you know where that dance came from. Okay, hand-dyed. One, this is the Marled sweater by Petite Knits. I took my smoothie flight, held with one strand of my loop, my DK loop, and knit it up. I wish I did some marling kind of fading in it, but I'm still happy with it. I also didn't gauge swatch, so don't take this for like the right way it's supposed to look. Whatever. But yes, it's a softer knit. It's not as loud. I could put this on with something and go out the door and not feel like I'm the loudest thing on the street. Does that make sense? Compared to my other knits. And this is a pattern I never finished. It's by Goodnight Day. And it has some OGs in here that I actually really love. Miss Cleo's in here. Reptar's in here. And I'm holding it with a strand of Surrey. I wish I finished it. I debate if I'm going to take this puppy apart and use it for something else. Or if I will just, you know, do a little knitting, make some nice caps, and then leave it. Because it's also like a cute little cardi situation. But yeah, that's this piece, which you guys never see. One, Mary, that's her name. She knit me this. This is the Kiana in Holly. But this is like old school Holly because I have updated the way that I dye it. I dye Holly in a double kind of rainbow. So it kind of splatters instead of pooling so much. But this is like the actual size of it compared to the one that I made. Yep. But I do love this. I don't wear it as much, and then when I do wear it, I'm always like, oh, this is so nice. I'm like, yeah, because just it adds that little bit of warmth that you need. I need in this house in the winter time. And then she fringed it with black, which is a nice pop. It totally goes. But yes, this is mine in my hand-dyed yarn. And then I have two of these. I think it's called the Orbital Jumper. I might be wrong. I honestly really might be wrong. But it's a piece with my hand-dyed, and then this is actually Chelsea yarns. What's the color? I honestly can't remember the color. I don't even remember when I got that skein. But regardless, the mohair is not mine, but this is mine. This is, I don't think it's Drunken Love. I forgot the name of it. It's one of my Valentine's Day colorways. So I have this one, and then I have one in red. Love it. Adore it. It's so light and airy. You do need to wear something under it if that's your zhuzh. I don't wear it that much, but I do wish I would incorporate it more into my wardrobe. I have taken pictures in this, so you've probably seen it. And I think that's all of my knits, unless I'm forgetting any. But I think that's my whole pile. So if you have any questions, concerns, corny jokes about them, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. But that is the big collection of everything I got. Thank you for hanging with me and going through all of them. Bye.